Get it popping in. Get it popping in, bro.
I'd like to welcome everyone to week 31 of Laboratory of Redemption. My name is Kayvon Hill. My topic for our meeting today and our topic for the month is fearlessness. I would like to explain our mission over here at 360 Adjuster Academy, just to give everyone some insight. Our mission statement is to provide premier training and mentorship to new and existing independent insurance adjusters so that they can become subject matter experts within the insurance industry. And to lead on to our core principles, we do have 4 of them. They are faith, integrity, incorruptibility, and resilience. When we speak on faith, it's a firm belief in something for which there is no proof, meaning you have to have complete trust. And as far as integrity, that is firm adherence to a code of especially moral or artistic values. That's very important to us. We pride ourselves on having the utmost integrity when it just comes to not only being an adjuster, but on the personal side of life as well. And for resilience, what we mean by that is just the ability to recover from or adjust easily to misfortune or change. And that's basically thriving in spite of circumstances. And for production is the act or process of creating something of value, such as goods, services. And when it comes to adjusting, it's basically like just, closing a claim and taking care of your business. And for just a brief introduction of myself, I have been an adjuster going on 2 years now. I acquired my license in September of 2021. It's been a very, I'll say, up and down journey being an adjuster. When you're new, this is an industry where you do have to learn a lot of new information. It's all thrown at you pretty quickly. But like I always say, I have no regrets when it comes to making this decision to become an insurance adjuster because it was the best decision that I have ever made before in my life. It has taught me a lot, not only about the insurance industry, but it also has taught me a lot about myself. When you're out on the road and you're working and all that you have is yourself, your discipline, your mind to, basically problem solve and to stand up to circumstances that might cause a lot of people to fold, because you're going to have a lot of, extremely difficult times where, you have large claims and things that you might not know how to accomplish those goals that you have set for yourself. But the thing is that you have to be fearless. And when we say fearless, I did want to give everyone a quote. So this is one of my favorite quotes about being fearless. And I want to give, I'm actually have 2 of them. So one of them, ironically, is from someone that the NFL has been shining a lot of light on, and it's not a football player. It's Taylor Swift. So, so a quote that I have from Taylor, she stated that being fearless isn't being 100% not fearful. It's being terrified, but you jump anyway. So just to, speak on that is that, we're all human beings. And, deep down inside, we all have deep fears. We all have things that might scare us at times, circumstances, obstacles. But, I watched one of my favorite films not too long ago, Apocalypto. And I'm not sure if anyone in here is familiar with that film, but the main character, Jaguar Paw, his dad was killed right in front of him by a tribe that raided their camp. And Jaguar Paw's dad, last words to him is, "My son, do not be afraid." And then he was killed right after that. So, I feel like that was a very important message in that film, because if Jaguar Paw, did allow fear to, creep inside of him, he would have not survived. He would have not lived to take care of his tribe and his family as well. So, that was just a quick quote that I did want to state about being fearless. And I would like to also remind everyone in here, if you can, please fill out our feedback forms for us. And if you have any questions that you need answers for, please feel free to drop them in the chat. And today we do have our guest speaker, Dr. Cedric Brock. the brother of our CEO. And we're very excited about him coming on and giving us some information that I feel like will be very, important for us to listen to, because it will touch us in places that we need to be touched, and it will inspire us in ways that we need to be inspired. So I would like to go ahead and introduce Ms. Janae and transfer our meeting over to her.
All right, can everybody hear me? You can just give me a 1 in the chat, or just let me know if you could hear me, because I just checked into a hotel, so not sure about the service. Okay, I see some ones. Great. Well, hello everybody. Happy Sunday, Super Bowl Sunday. I know some people want to watch the game, so I'll keep it brief. Those that have been here, you've probably heard my story a few times. For those that may not have seen me speak or seen me before, my name is Janae. I have been adjusting for just over a year. I'm just starting my 2nd year of adjusting. I actually just got deployed to California, so I'm kind of just settling in right now in the area. But I know our topic today is fearlessness, like Kayvon said. And so when I was reading up on fearlessness, something that stuck out to me is that fearlessness is not just the absence of fear, but rather the ability to act courageously in spite of fear. So very similar to what Kayvon said. And something that comes to mind immediately for me is, like, at the very start of this year, I created a vision board, and something that I always linger over, or my eyes kind of just stay in that spot, is a sign that says your comfort zone will kill you. So basically what that said is, like, you can't think that you're going to grow well if you're just always in your comfort zone. Growth takes place outside of your comfort zone. We all know that, right? And that's why the fearlessness comes into play, especially in this industry. You have to embrace the challenges that this career is going to bring you, because it's not easy, right? We all know that you can make a lot of money in this career. So if you know that they're not just giving out money for free, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got to work hard. I'm just getting back into the mindset of working, because it's like, when I'm here, I'm going hard. You know what I'm saying? We work 7 days a week. And then when I'm off deployment, I also chill really hard. So when I got the call, to say, hey, you want to go to California? It's in 2 days. It's like bittersweet. I want to, relax with the family. It's cold outside of New York, so I want to chill with my dog. And at the same time, I have goals that I really want to obtain, and it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen in my comfort zone. So absolutely had to take that chance to go out there. I also want to say, like, it's very important to maintain a positive mindset when you're, facing adversity. Like I said, in this industry, you're going to be facing so many different challenges when you're just starting out. I started out, I didn't have any experience. I didn't know anything when I started. So from the very beginning, it was very challenging. Almost thought to myself that I could not do this. But just simply changing your mindset, most importantly, knowing that you can lean on this community is very big. Because I didn't have that at the beginning. Luckily, I did have some managers that wanted to see me thrive and wanted to see me do well. So I did feel blessed in that way. But now that I have this community, being able to accept the deployment is easy for me, because I know that whenever I have a hard time, I can reach out to somebody in this community, especially Travis, but amongst other leaders in our community that just, help you get that extra push that you're looking for. But yeah, so that's my little thoughts on fearlessness. Like Kayvon mentioned, if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to put it in the chat. Right now, I'm going to go ahead and introduce Dr. Cedric Brock, who is a pastor of Mount Nebo Church in Toledo. He is the president of the Interdenominational Minister Alliance of Toledo, and he also does a ton of work with the military, Boys to Men in Christ, and mentoring the youth. Most importantly, he's Travis's older brother. Right. But Mr. Brock, or Pastor Brock, I should say, the floor is yours.
All right. Well, thank you so very much for the opportunity and introduction. You always have a great spirit. When I see you, keep your smile. Don't let anybody steal your smile. Your smile is gold. I remember when I was in hotel business early, working in Detroit with the Westin Marriott Hotel. I was in California, and it was like 70 degrees in Toledo in January. It was like below 20. And they said, he smiled too much. I said, you got that right. I'm smiling. So keep your smile. The smile will get you
Thank
through a
you.
lot of
Thank you.
doors. We appreciate Brother Travis. Thank God. I didn't know he was watching me so much when I was younger and changing, and he was younger, 18 years younger than me. I remember him as a little boy, and I just thank God that he watched me. I thought he was watching my other brother, Ben, who's an engineer. And now here I am, a pastor. He's watching me and then working in hotel and doing all this. So I just appreciate Travis so very much, and very proud of him, proud of all of you all. And tonight, we just want to give you a word of motivation. I'm not going to preach, I'm just going to motivate tonight. That's all preaching is motivation spiritually. Scripture says, what shall we say to these things? It's Romans 8:28, Romans 8:31, one of my favorite scriptures. What shall we say to these things? What you're doing, these things, and as an adjuster, you're going around the country on the motion of 2 days, 2 hours. You got to go. You got to do what you got to do. You got to make that money, baby. What shall we say to these things? If God be for us, who can be against us? Romans 8:31. That's a scripture of motivation. And I just ask that everyone keeps that in your heart. Fearlessness is just a great word that we speak on tonight. Fearlessness. What does it mean? The quality of having no fear. Have no fear. If God, what shall we say? Woo, life is rough, tough. What shall we say? If God is with us, who can be against us? It's all right. It's going to work out. It's a quality. You got quality. You got to remind yourself every step you make, every decision you make to go in a different direction, to leave your family, to leave your children, to not to leave them, but to go help provide for them. Fearlessness. You got to remember the old school. I remember my father worked in Livion's Fort. He never called in sick, not one time. The old school never called in sick. You can't either. You got to be available. You got to go take care of business, handle it. You know, you can't allow that moment to be given to some fearlessness. You're the top adjuster. You got to always have the energy to be the top. Do what's best. Have partnership like what you guys are doing now. Have a partner, a mentor, somebody that you can talk to give you motivation, to help you get to the next level. Where? Mentally, you got to be prepared. You got to know about the quality of motivation. Motivation of what? Yourself is in you. You're a millionaire. You're going to make it. You're going to have your own company someday. It's in you. The quality is in you. These things that life has to offer. What shall we say? I got to motivate myself. I've got to be about motivating me in this business. It's yours, the company. I love what you guys are doing, coming together every Sunday, even on Super Bowl Sunday. And Travis knows I'm a big football fan. Here I am, though, taking time out from the game to come and speak to us, to let us and remind us, and you younger people, the world belongs to you. I work with youth on my job with the public schools as an ombudsman, mediating, helping parents calm down to come to a lower level and not go in and get in trouble. And what I say to all the kids, the world belongs to you. I'm saying to you all, you're not children, you're adults, but the world belongs to you. Motivate yourself to go take that job in California, take that job in New York, take that job in New Mexico, take that job in Ohio, take that job in Michigan. Nothing's too big for you. You can do it. You can do it. What shall you say to thee? Have a plan. How you motivate? I got a plan. I'm going to stick with the plan. This is what I got to do. I got a plan. What's your plan? What are you doing next? What's your plan? What's your next move? It's inside of you. All what you need, the tools that you have, the training. Get what you can get by getting on Sunday nights. Get what you can get by calling on the telephone, by FaceTiming, by having these calls and getting on people's nerves, asking them questions. I need some help. Get the right tools that you need from city to city. Find out what's going on. Motivation. Motivation where? In the workplace, inside of you. You got to move fast. You're not gonna have time to think. Like you said, you had to go. Sometimes you just got to go. It's about you taking care of you and your business. You got to go. You got to do it. No, it's you can make it or you can break it. I prefer that you make it because it's yours. If you could just write that down, it belongs to me. The world belongs to you. I'm not talking talk of prosperity. I'm talking realness. It's yours in your 20s. It's yours in your 30s. It's yours in your 40s. It's yours in your 50s and beyond. It belongs to you. Have a plan of knowing I'm going to move fast. Know the plan for I'm going to move fast. Know the plan that I'm moving this way, that way. Write it down. Make it plain. Fearlessness. So when you hit those topics, when life changes, when family needs to be motivated, but the business is in the way, and you got to make them both work out. You got to have a plan because it's going to get hard. Well, sometimes you're going to say, you know what? I'm going to have to pass on this one. There may be times that might happen. There may be times that you got to go to a PTO meeting. Maybe times that you got to see about your nephew that you're responsible. There may be times, but have a plan of action. Know that you got to even take time to take care of yourself. Work out, exercise, go for a walk, do push-ups, do something that's going to keep you physically prepared in your mind. Knowing that these things that you're facing, when fearlessness comes into your spirit, there'll be no fear for you because the plan is already laid out. What shall we say to these things? These things, they can be tough, but the commitment that you made to the obligation that you have as adjusters is one that's special. You've been doing it for 1, 2, 3 years, and you've seen bigger money come in than you working at a department store, than you working at Walmart, or you working owning even your own company in certain cities. You're special. You can do it. Your plan of commitment and dedication, your plan of motivation within yourself has put you on a different level. And you can't be afraid to go forward. Fearlessness. You don't want to go back. You got to go forward. You don't want to go back to what you used to do, what you used to be, and it may not be all that bad. I'm just reminding us that we got to motivate ourselves to go forward. Forward without fear, but with intelligence. Forward without fear, but with a sense of a positive direction. What shall we say to these things? Oh, being an adjuster, it's not going to be easy, but anything easy won't be worthwhile. Get the proper training. Ask for the proper knowledge. Talk to those who are experienced, who may not be in the game anymore, but you know they were once in the game doing good. Learn from them. Get the mentorship that you need from somebody that's doing something, even in a different field. Here I am all over the map. I'm doing this with hotels. I'm doing this with schools, doing this with pastoring a church. Been pastoring for 30 years. Started when we got in 27. 2 years later, I was the pastor and was still there pastoring this church. And being the president of the Ministers Alliance, I really want to get out, but we've blown it up. We've got about 60 pastors who come and about 150 community people that come from within the community. So the meeting will have over 100 people. But the point is who you know will affect how you grow. Trying to teach the pastors in this area that who you know will get you to a higher level. And you know who running the zoo. You know the mayor's office. You know who's in Columbus and the state you're running. You know the people that you need to know when you need certain information to help. You know all the judges. No, you know who you know will let you go where you need to know, where you need to go. Who you know will help you grow when you just ask. You have not because you ask not. Somebody, right, listening to me, you're special. You got that fearlessness inside of you. You saying, I can do it. It's going to be all right. You saying that I'm going to get it done. I'm going to make it happen, baby. It's already done. Get in your mind. It's already done. Go get it. Go get your blessing. I'm not preaching. I'm just teaching. I'm just reminding us that it's inside of you. Motivate yourself. The best cheerleader you have is you. I love my wife. I love my family. My mother was alive. She was my best cheerleader, and my wife was too. She might be listening, so I got to say that. Amen. But you got to remember that the best cheerleader you could have could be in your mind. Get it in your mind. Positive. I can do it. Get in your mind. I'm going to be all right. Get it in your mind. This is going to be okay. Get in your mind. Well, I got to make this call so I can get to New York. I got to get my car fixed. I got to get my truck fixed so I can drive, so I can make it. I've got to do this. I've got to be terrified. But I got to jump in anyways. Isn't that what he said? That the woman said?
That's what you got to do.
You got to jump in. Because when you jump in, something's going to happen. But you got to jump in, not naked. You got to jump in cloth with a plan. Always have a plan. Don't just jump in to be jumping, because you may not have the right material in your mind, in your inner self. It's inside of you. Jump in knowing that, man, I'm going to make 100,000 this year so I can give Pastor Brock 50,000 because it gave me the motivation that I need. And remember that time builds yourself when you have fearlessness. Don't get upset when you first get in. If you're a new adjuster, you may see other folk doing and say, I can't do this. Yes, you can. You can do it. What shall we say to these things? God is for you. Who can be against you? Time builds character. Your character is going to grow. Your character of being the best adjuster. This is just a starting place. You will be blowing up where God will give you a plan. In 2 years, you'll be owning the adjuster company. The company will belong to you. Don't just limit your goal to be here for the rest of your life. God has put you in a better place. This right here is just a moment that you're dealing with. That's training you for what's next. I'm sorry, I'm just telling the truth because you're going to get somebody else to take your place. Time is on your side. It's in you. The gift, the motivation, the movement, the go get it, the jump in attitude. It's inside of you. You're responsible for you. When you got fearlessness as an adjuster, you got to smile when people are frowning. You got to smile when that customer is complaining, saying you're taking too long. You got to keep that smile. You can't talk back. Just do what you got to do. Knowing that the peace that's in your mind of knowing what you're doing is going to put you at the right place. Keep the mission in your heart. Fearlessness. The mission of fearlessness is in you. I don't fear nothing. If God be for us, who can? It's in there. Have a thought that's inside of you that puts you at a level of saying that I'm going to make it. I'm going to make that money. And it ain't about the money, but it's about the maturity that I get the job done with. If you just make $10 and you do it right, you've done what you're supposed to do. Because if you do right, blessings will come your way. If you do right, it's going to happen just for you. Fearlessness. I don't fear nothing but God, and neither should you. Fearlessness will put you on an assignment that you're going to be a millionaire. Someday, this is just a plan that you have for right now, because time will build the mission in your heart of a plan that's going to place you at a place where people will be calling your phone saying, now, how did you get there? You'll be calling governors, and you'll be calling Barack Obama, asking him. You'll be calling, oh, I just see so much inside of you all. I'm so proud of you all. The challenging job, the mission of mentorship, the mission of faith, of integrity, of reliance, of productivity that you have is going to put you at a place that you don't fear nothing, because you're mature enough to know the fearlessness of maturity has put you at a higher level of knowing that it's going to be all right. Thank you for listening to me. I really appreciate y'all, but don't fear anything. Be positive. Know that the plan that you have in you for what you've learned is going to work out. Just jump in.
Yes, sir.
It's already done. You know, they had the old song called Jump, Jump, Jump. You got to jump when it's time to jump. Jump, y'all. Jump, jump, jump. Thank you.
Thank you, Pastor Brock. Thank you. That
Yes,
was
ma'am.
great. That was great. I just want to touch on just very briefly, like something else I was reading. Success is the sum of small efforts put in and day out. In this job, you get behind sometimes, you get upset, you get, nervous that you might get released. Just keep putting forth that effort in and day out. Your managers will see it. Again, thank you guys so much. Thank you, Pastor Brock, for speaking with us. Please fill out that feedback form for us, just so that we can better serve you guys and just get some ideas from you guys that you want to personally hear. And that's pretty much it.
Questions, even right now, go ahead, drop it in the chat for us.
Yes, sir. And I just I'm sorry, just lastly, I want to say that deployments are popping up. Like Pastor Brock said, make a plan now. How are you going to get to your deployment? How are you going to get through that first week or 3 weeks before you get paid? Have a plan now, because the deployments are popping up. You get 2 days, you get 4 days if you're very lucky before you have to
explain
get
real
there.
quick. Explain real quick as far as your process to get to where you are, as far as like the phone call to like, holy crap, how do I get there? You might explain that, because that's
you mean for this deployment?
Yeah, for this deployment that you're on, this whole situation, because that's like what in the world?
Yeah, you just right. So my manager reached out to me. I missed the call. He called me back like, hey, you need to answer your phone. If there's a second wave coming, I need you to answer your phone. Will you be able to do that? Yes, sir. I'm sorry about missing the phone call. He calls me back. Hey, I need you there in 2 days. Can you make it to California? It's like, what am I going to do? At first, of course, like I said, I'm just like, do I really want to go? But again, thinking your comfort zone will kill you. I have to say yes. And once I get there and I see Travis there too, it's just so much motivation to get focused and get to what I need to do, basically. So,
what about your car and all that? I'm talking about like the logistics.
The
logistics. So that's the whole thought process, because that sounds cute and everything, but you got to do some things to get here. It wasn't just I'm here now.
Yeah, my travel. I had a very long day of traveling. I had to travel all the way to San Jose, find out that I'm actually going to be stationed in Sacramento, which is an additional 2-hour drive. So I had to rent a car. I got to drive up to Sacramento, which I did today. Then I got to drive back to drop off the car. I got to figure out how to get my car over here, because last year I rented cars, and I don't even want to tell you guys how much I spent on cars, but it was very close to five figures that I spent on renting cars. So I'm at a point where I'm like, I gotta get that car shipped over here ASAP, because renting cars is tough. It's definitely hard. But I'm blessed to be here. I can't wait to get to it. I'm just starting to, get my inspection scheduled, and once that starts, we just tunnel vision.
Indeed. Well, hoping for something soon. So,
Absolutely, they popping up
stay-
now.
yeah, stay ready because they call you and you have to get there as soon as possible. So,
We need more stories, doggone it. These stories getting stale. We need more people making money, doggone it.
Exactly,
You know what I'm saying? We need Brother Garrett getting
I
the
know
money.
y'all
You
tired
know
of
what I'm
hearing
saying?
me, right?
Dang, Jocelyn getting to the money. And Cliff getting to the money. That's what we
Yes,
need. You want to say,
sir.
yeah, let's talk about it, baby. Yeah, that's
Yes,
what we
sir.
need. Them.
But Cliff is
That
making his
excites
way.
me.
Cliff is making
Doggone
his
it.
way. I see him
oh yeah, shout out to Cliff.
climbing
Tyree getting
16,
it. You
10,
know what I'm
16,
saying?
12. That's crazy.
Don't it, man. I would pass. Like, what are we doing here?
And then again, a reminder for those when you do get that call because it's coming soon. We're still challenging everyone to adhere to that 100K club.
Yes,
Again, like we
sir.
state, we're trying to make 100K in a month this year. So not only once, but let's do it multiple times. So don't
Right.
forget about the challenge for that. So Janae, Travis, are we gonna get our first 100K club?
I'm trying. I'm definitely trying. I'm
Okay.
definitely trying.
They
I
gonna
got
get it.
you.
Boy,
All right.
Demetri gonna get it. Old Meech.
I look forward to hearing it. I look forward to hearing it. But if we have any other questions, please feel free to ask them. If you have any questions for Pastor Brock, anyone, or any questions for us, just feel free to drop it in the chat. But everyone that stopped by, if you can, please also give us a like, a comment, and a follow on our socials. We can get a link to those in the chat, please. And if you guys are available next week, please feel free to join us again for our Laboratory of Redemption, week 32. We do have our guest speaker, 360 Adjuster Academy's own, Ms. Candace Johnson will be our guest speaker again next week. So you guys are available, please feel free to join us. But like we all said, stay ready, be fearless.
Stay ready.
You get that call, and it's like, oh man, I have to take a 24-hour drive somewhere, and you're afraid of it. Be fearless. That's the topic of the month.
Fearless.
It's the time to be fearless. Take that step of faith. Even if you're, you have some fear inside of you, like the quote said, just jump anyway. So take that leap of faith.
Jump
And
in.
you got us. You got us.
Yes.
It should be less scary. You got us.
Just call Meech, man. He's going to motivate you a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Erling got you.
Again, we'd like to thank Dr. Cedric Brock so much for sharing his words with us.
Good job, big brother.
And thank you guys on the
Glad
Super
to be
Bowl
here.
Sunday. Thanks to everybody stopping by.
Get your Super Bowl. What you talking about? That's how you get your money.
All right.